Cool. I think we can start now. So welcome everyone. This is our first YES Internship Program information session for our summer round of recruiting. My name is Matthew. I'm the co-founder and director of the YES Internship Program. We've got a bunch of our campus partners at this event. We got Harvard Ventures, Yale Computer Society, Yale Undergraduate Consulting Group, Princeton E-Club. So we've got that kind of iconic HYP trifecta going on here. I'll be co-hosting this event and I'll be doing it with Alex. So Alex, do you want to jump in and introduce yourself?
Yeah, hey everyone, and welcome. We're excited to have you here. My name is Alex, and I'm a sophomore at Yale, majoring in global affairs and humanities, and I work with the YES Internship Program as a content and marketing strategist. And sort of to echo Matthew, we have a powerful group here, and with a lot to share, and hopefully you guys will all walk away from here feeling a little bit more confident about how your options look for the summer, because we know it can be a stressful process, but we're here to help streamline it for you. So yeah, get ready.
Hey everyone, I'm Clark. I'm the president of YES, and firstly, I just want to say it's really fantastic to see so many faces here. We're pretty excited about what we have to offer, and I know how much work Matthew and the team have put into to make tonight happen. So with that, I'll just drop a really quick intro on YES. Our mission is just to serve the Yale community as really the focal point of entrepreneurship on campus. And so that means cultivating an ecosystem where we have alumni, grad students, undergrads, all interfacing in a really meaningful way. And right now, what that looks like is we have our startup incubator, our venture capital fellows program, our Eli speakers series, and of course we have our crown gem being the YES internships program. So once again, thank you all for coming.
Thanks, Clark.
Hi, nice to meet everyone. I'm Jonathan. I'm a sophomore at Harvard studying econ and computer science. Took a gap year last year to work at a hedge fund, and I'm one of the co-presidents of Harvard Ventures along with Sean, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, hey, I'm Sean, another co-president for HV, junior at Harvard studying CS and econ. And yeah, excited to be here. I really love the program. But yeah.
Hi there, my name is Andy. I'm the president of Yale Computer Society. And so kind of on campus, we're the premier development organization. We also hold different events and workshops so that we can get a lot of other students on campus interested in like technology, working on development projects. And yeah, kind of we're like the main uniting organization of CS students here at Yale.
Sorry, was muted there. Hey everyone, I'm David. I'm one of the co-presidents for the Yale Undergraduate Consulting Group. I'm a sophomore at Yale College studying economics and statistics and data science. And as a consulting organization, our goal is twofold. One is to provide value to our clients, 4 to 5 of whom we partner with every semester. And the other side is to provide our members with a genuine consulting experience. So that is in the form of these 4 to 5 consulting projects that we staff every semester. And aside from that, we are pretty much the only, actually we are the only consulting club at Yale that works with the entire range of possible clients, from corporate to startups to nonprofits. And alongside, we also love to offer a strong community experience, professional development through training programs, and also networking and career development opportunities.
Hey everyone, I'm Rohan. I'm one of the co-presidents of the Princeton Entrepreneurship Club. I'm a junior studying computer science. And so a little bit about E-Club, we foster student entrepreneurship through a bunch of different initiatives, making an impact both on Princeton's campus and beyond. So just a couple of things that we do. We have an incubator. We run the Hack Princeton, which is our biannual hackathon. We do some work with social entrepreneurship, bring speakers to campus, trips to Silicon Valley, New York, and more. And in general, like if any Princeton students are here on this call, or really anyone, we do a lot of events that are geared towards Princeton students and beyond. And so we'd love to chat afterwards as well.
All right, so let's take a look at the agenda. So what we have for you today is, well, we just introduced you to our program a little bit, and we'll continue to go into it in further detail. Also, you're going to get the opportunity to meet some of the companies that you're going to have a chance to work for, which is gonna be pretty cool. We have a wide variety of companies this year, and we think that you'll enjoy them. They range everywhere from AI to more consulting, business development roles. So really whatever you're interested in, chances are we have something for you. And not only that, but you'll also get the opportunity to meet some of our interns and have them share their stories with you. And this is a really great opportunity because you guys will get to have an idea of what you'll actually be doing and what your summer could potentially look like. And that this will help you in the interview process, and just to get a sense of, is the YES Internship Program right for you? And also to get excited about it because it is a really cool opportunity. Additionally, you'll get to meet with some of our recruiters here at YES, and they're going to share some tips about the application. And we're also going to go through the sort of timeline just to make sure that you guys are all prepared to jump right into the process. And also, I know that some of you who are international students might be concerned with, how can I work in the US if some of these startups are based in the US, given that maybe you don't necessarily have all of the right paperwork in place, whatever it is. And we're gonna give you some insight into that and see, sort of give you some ways in which you can still take advantage of this opportunity, no matter your status. So, and then at the end, we have a Q&A. So if there's anything that you need us to clear up, we got you. Just stay on after the presentation part of this and ask your questions. And we're here to answer and help you out in any way we can.
Awesome. Thanks, Alex. So overall, this agenda will probably only take like 15, 20 minutes because I know all of you are super busy. So we can just jump into it. A common question I always get asked is just, what is the YES Internship Program? What do you guys do? And really simply, I can answer that by saying we connect talented students with talented organizations. So our startup portfolio spans 150 companies. They represent over $150 million in venture capital raised, as well as some really great accelerators such as YC, so that's YCombinator, as well as Techstars, Forum Ventures, Bessemer Ventures, a lot of big names. And we've gotten to know these startups quite well. We've met with their founding teams, their recruiting, their hiring teams, gotten a sense of not just what they're looking for, like what roles they're trying to hire for, but then also the kind of team they're trying to build, what kind of internship experience they'll be providing. So we've really gotten a sense of just how great the internships will be when you guys work there. And we're here to help make that connection for you to work at this startup. So overall, that's what we do. We'll be going into our recruiting process, things like that in a little bit more detail. But from here, I'd love to introduce our recruiting management team. So I believe we got Joseph and Jerry on the call. Joseph, do you maybe want to start us off by introducing yourself?
Yeah, for sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Joseph, and I'm a recruiting manager for YES. I'm currently studying computer science and economics at Yale. So I've been with the YES Internships Program for about a semester, and I've been engaged with the program for almost a year now. Actually, I had an internship for the program last year, and it was a really life-changing experience. And I just hope to be able to bring us some experience to all of you. So I'm mostly focused on tech and product internships. So in applicants, I really look for three things. So one is how much effort you put into the application. This is really huge. If you put a lot of effort in, it kind of reflects into how much effort you'll put into your internship in the future. The second is how curious are you and how motivated are you to learn. So this can go towards places like starting your own company, building your own product, learning tech frameworks, just show that you're really curious and that you want to learn a lot of stuff. And the third one is just have great communication skills.
Cool. Jerry, you want to jump in?
Excuse me?
Yeah, sure.
I can speak?
Sorry, Lunas, questions will be afterwards. So it'd be great if you could wait until then.
I can speak, please?
Sorry, would you mind waiting maybe 15 to 20 minutes?
Yes, no problem.
Okay, awesome, thank you. Jerry, do you want to jump in?
Thank you.
Sure. Hey, everyone. It's amazing seeing so many of us here. My name is Jerry Fang. I'm a sophomore at Yale, majoring probably somewhere between global affairs and or history. And I actually started off this program as an applicant, as someone sitting here, like you guys, looking at an information session for different opportunities over the summer, the fall, the winter. And at first I was very discouraged. having no computer science background, no engineering, all these different software skills, CS, econ, data science. So if you are already feeling discouraged by having this preconception that startups are tech-based, fear not. I am someone who does not have that and also went through this program. But I really enjoyed the program, and so I decided I wanted to contribute back. And so now I'm currently serving as one of the recruiting managers for the YES Internship Program, and I'm recruiting for some companies such as Honeybee Project, Mofi, or Museum of Future Experiences, some of the most unique startups that I have seen. And largely, what I look for in applicants when recruiting for these companies are it goes down to 3 broad topics. And the first one is passion. So say you're looking through a company and maybe you're researching the founder and its story, and you realized that their story was really resonated with you and you really want to enter for the startup. That's something you could talk about, or there's a specific service or product you've been thinking about for a really long time, and there's this company that sort of bridges that gap that you're looking for. You can talk about that, or just in general, seeing why it is that you want to intern at the company that you're applying for. So that's passion. Secondly is obviously skills. We have a variety of different positions offered here, some ranging from marketing to computer science, technical skills, as well as public relations interns. So taking a look at your resume and seeing what skills you have to offer for the positions is the next important thing that we look for. And then lastly is just a personality or character, or more, I think a better word to say it would be a culture fit. So a lot of the recruiting managers, we typically get to talk to the founders of the companies that we are recruiting for. And so we get to see an idea of who these founders are, what type of character traits they really appreciate or prefer. And we just want to provide the best experience for you and the founder, so that it is a learning and mentorship opportunity for both. So those are the 3 things I would say that we typically look for: passion, skill compatibility, as well as a culture fit. And so I really encourage you guys to take a look at our catalog and see which companies that you guys enjoy.
Perfect. Thanks, Jerry.
Alrighty, so now you guys will have the opportunity to actually meet some of the companies, which will be great. And we'd love to kick that off by bumping it over to Sean and Jonathan, who will talk to us a little bit about ProPhone.
Awesome. So founders and Harvard Business School alum Nick Ornitz and Shannon Kay started out as consultants from McKinsey and Deloitte and set out to build a solution for service businesses struggling to build an online image. Their platform ProPhone helps helps service businesses build and maintain their websites to ensure they can put their best virtual foot forward. Those interning with ProPhone will have the opportunity to get hands-on experience in sales as a product manager or an inbound content intern. In addition to gaining marketable skills, interns will have an opportunity for an internship from both Nick and Shannon, networking opportunities within YCombinator, as well as a fun work culture within the flexibility to work from home.
So essentially, Deep Media is one of our really cool AI startups. Essentially, what they're building is technology that helps sustain a more safe deepfakes future. I think a lot of you guys are probably familiar with deepfakes. They can be used kind of maliciously, and what Deep Media's technology does is let us recognize when deepfakes are used. So overall, just leading to kind of a safer cyberspace. We've seen governments already leverage their technology. So they're making some pretty big waves. And interns working at Deep Media will be able to kind of touch a whole different breadth of things. We've got video effects, and that's actually what Olivia is going to be talking about, one of her YES interns. But then students will also get the chance to work in full stack software engineering, as well as work on their AI platform. So a bunch of really interesting things. Now I do think it is YECG.
Hi everyone, I'm Julia. I'm the other co-president for YECG. So FTech is for those of you who are really interested in recycling and healing the environment. FTech offers both personalized recycling services for everyday waste products, and they recycle for their customers and also pay their customers for the recyclables that they produce and send to FTech. So as an intern at EdTech, you'll have the opportunity to get in on the action in a couple of different roles, including software engineering, digital marketing, business development, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and machine learning. So while working at EdTech, you will also have access to a network of peers from other top universities that are currently partnered with EdTech, as well as EdTech's CEO and CTO who have experience at Honeybee Robotics and NASA. And additionally, EdTech guarantees flexibility on projects, so they'll tell you what's available and then you can choose based on what's most interesting to you.
Yeah, so Thesis matches consumers with a personalized list of nutrients to maximize their brain power. Drawing on the world's largest nootropics dataset, Thesis is developing AI-enabled recommendation algorithms that strive to create a more focused and energized world. Nootropics is a new growing market, and Thesis has already established themselves among industry leaders. So as a Thesis intern, you'll have the opportunity to contribute as operations or software engineering interns. In addition to gaining marketable skills in a one-of-a-kind industry, interns will have the opportunity to work directly with the founders as well as company advisors and investors. Keep in mind that these aren't just any advisors. The chairman of Snapchat, the lead data scientist at Birchbox, and the CPO at Candid will be among the ranks.
So now that you've heard a little bit about our companies and hopefully are getting super excited, we'd love to introduce you to some of our previous interns. And with that, I will give the floor to Olivia, who actually has experience interning with Deep Media. So you can see what it looks like to put those companies into action in terms of internships.
Hi, I'm Olivia. I'm a senior at Harvard studying biology with a minor in computer science. But I was actually, as Matthew mentioned, a video and VFX intern at Deep Media. So at Deep Media, I worked on cleaning up their audio outputs from their universal translator tool. And I just thought, like, it was a lot of, doing cleanup work, but I do think it was probably the most positive internship experience I've ever had, even though I only worked there over the winter, and it came with a post-grad full-time offer. And I don't know, I guess the team at Deep Media is just like super special, and I was really excited to work there, and it was a great experience. And I'd like to pass it to Rome, who worked at Arcturus.
Thanks, Olivia. Yep, so I'm a first year at Yale, studying computer science and maybe physics and philosophy. I spent the winter working at Arcturus. They're a company that uses AI to help businesses understand risk intelligence using this tool you can see there called Orion. And I kind of came in with some computer science experience, but expecting to work on the front end, help them build these tools. That is not what they had me doing. They instead had me working on the back end, implementing Firebase and then a tool called Sentry. But even though I didn't have much experience, it was really cool to work with the team. It's quite a small team. So I was working often directly with the founder and CEO. And it was just a really positive experience to get that window into what it looks like and build up these skills that I was hoping to learn, but I didn't expect I'd be able to, get useful, make it significant in progress in 3 weeks' time and actually contribute to this startup. So it was a really positive experience. And they invited me to work in the summer. Unfortunately, I can't do that, but it was a great connection, and it's great to have met the team. And now I'd like to pass it off to Toby.
Awesome. Thanks, Rome. So hey, everyone, I'm Toby. I'm a 5th year here at Princeton. I interned at NextCore last summer, actually, on their Venture for Climate Tech team, which was an internal, essentially VC that they launched to aid the growth of early stage climate tech startups. So someone who's super interested in climate tech and in VC, it was like a perfect fit. And so I was doing everything from, like industry and market research on the climate tech space to actually helping build curriculum for the startups that they house, to helping them raise funding, basically anything and everything that needs to be done to help the startups that they had versus, and kind of like build for the next cohort of startups I was involved in. And like with some of the previous startups that have been talked about, the team was really small, so it itself felt like a startup atmosphere. And the really cool thing about Next Core, at least for me during the internship, was that I was under the leadership of probably some of the best team leaders I've ever worked with. And now pursuing my own venture, it's been extremely valuable to kind of see that up front and up close for my own development in terms of how I do things. So yeah, it was a ton of fun and learned a lot about the climate tech industry, about VC, and about how to run a team. So that was really cool.
Alrighty, so now that you've heard about the companies and heard about what it's like to intern, you might be asking yourself, well, how does the application process play out? And I'm here to tell you. So the YES Internship Program knows that the recruiting and application process in general can be really stressful. So it's our goal to help streamline this process for you and take some of the stress out. So our applications open on March 1st and will close on March 15th. We review them on a rolling basis, so be sure to submit early. Because obviously March 1st, all of our positions are open, but by March 15th, the one you want may be gone. So sort of a classic early bird gets the worm type of deal. So yeah, apply early if you can. And some of the questions that you can expect are going to be pretty similar to maybe what you've seen on other job applications or even on college applications. So you'll get some standard questions about what are your experiences, what's your education background, what are your interests, and you'll also be asked which startups you'd prefer to work at and why. And then once you've submitted that application, you'll likely be asked for an interview. And these will be not sort of the intense interviews. I don't know if maybe some of your friends are doing investment banking interviews or prepping for those. It's not those like intense technicals that we're going to go after you for. It's more just sort of like a coffee chat. We want to get to know you, and we're going to give you a chance to explain sort of like what makes you tick, what kind of internship you're looking for, and especially if it's for a certain startup, why are you interested? Why are you here? And based on our responses, we'll pair you with who we think is going to be a best fit for you. And then sort of you and the company will take it from there. So the company, now we can't guarantee that the company won't grill you with some technicals, but they sort of are in charge of that second part of the process. But what we can say that bodes well for y'all is that 85% of our referred applicants get accepted with their paired startups. So this means that if we connect you, you can have a pretty good chance of counting on this to be your summer opportunity if this is what you choose. And I think for a lot of people, that provides some really great peace of mind. And we really encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity because we've all put in a lot of work and a lot of time to make this happen for you. And from everyone else who's gone through the process in the past, as you heard, they really enjoyed it. So basically this is just here to help you guys, and we hope you take advantage of it because we're super excited about it. And also, obviously, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, ask us at the Q&A at the end of the session. You can send us emails if you want later. I can drop my email in the chat, feel free. And yeah, we just want to make this as smooth as possible. And also something to keep in mind too is our startups are diverse and they're unique, and our applicant base, we want our applicant base to reflect this. So past experiences, we're going to take an array of people. So whether you're like me and are more of a humanities person, or you're more of a hardcore STEM or somewhere in between, there is going to be an experience for here for you. So don't shy away just because you don't think you have the right background. Chances are you're the perfect fit. So yeah, so whether your educational background differs or professional experiences, volunteer work, etc., we just want to make sure that we know what makes you you, and so that we can match you with the company that's going to be able to capitalize on that, and so that you guys can really learn and get a lot out of sort of this internship relationship. But yeah, and also even the jobs are going to look really very different for different places. We have everywhere from entry-level positions to leadership positions. So this is sort of the world is your oyster here. Apply, take a shot, and chances are you'll get an incredible experience. And now I'm going to bump it over to Matthew.
Yeah, and I'd love to kind of elaborate on this because I got a direct message, a really interesting question that I'd love to touch on. The question was, what is the benefit of applying to work at a startup through YES as opposed to directly reaching out to the startups themselves? In short, why YES? And I think it has to do with our application process, because when you're applying to a startup, you're just sending that one email, maybe to the founding team, maybe you're just sending in like your resume through a job application portal that's not going to get looked at. Whereas with YES, you're not just applying to one startup, you're applying to 3 startups directly because those are the startups you'll indicate preference for, but you're really applying to just our whole startup network. I hope you guys remember Joseph, who was one of the recruiting managers that was talking to y'all earlier. He actually didn't apply to the startup we paired with him at first. We just thought he was really great after talking with him, and we paired him with a startup that he didn't even know of, but just kind of glanced over as he was perusing our catalog. So it's like you're applying to an entire cohort. This is a common application versus those one-off emails you got to spend writing to each individual startup. Also, I think what we're really proud of is our acceptance rates. We're not like an exclusive club on campus. We're not trying to shoot you guys down. Our acceptance rate for application internships are around 25%. And I think that's much higher than any other internship program you're going to see. And then with around 85% of those applicants getting an internship, that's around a 20% acceptance rate in terms of who actually gets internships. And that's what we're really proud of. So we're just trying to be this overall base that you can apply to as kind of a contingency plan, because looking at all these other internships, acceptance rates are like 1 or 2%. So we want to be there to really help y'all. So yeah, in short, that's the answer to why YES. But I can talk a little bit more about some application tips briefly though, because I think Jerry and Joseph did a great job on it. The main thing I wanted to point out was just how much we value passion when we're interviewing y'all. When we're talking with the startup, they're always like, what is your main criteria? Like, what are you looking for when you're interviewing your applicants? And I say, you know what, we're looking for qualifications. Like, hopefully they know the language you guys want to recruit for, that programming language, or hopefully they know Bayes' theorem if they're going into a data science role. But if they don't, they're probably smart enough to learn that in their own time, really just looking for the fact that they're so passionate about what the startup does. Because if they are, they're just going to teach it to themselves and they're going to love what they do. So that's just mainly what we're looking for. If I'm not seeing like a genuine spark in someone's eyes, and it sounds corny, but really that's what we're looking for. Generally, it's really difficult to pair someone because startups are scrappy. They're looking for people who want to hop on the rocket ship with them. So that's mainly what we look for. With that in mind, though, just want to reiterate our application deadlines again. I think, Alex, you're going to do that.
Yeah, so basically just mark your calendars. I mean, if you guys are using GCal, just stick it in there right now, you know, March 1st to March 15th. And this is just a really great opportunity and we don't want you to miss it. And that being said, just like spread the word too, if you want to. I mean, what we're really looking for is to have a pool of people who, like Matthew said, are passionate about the startup community and want to get involved, want to learn new skills, build marketable skills and networks. We really want to see you shine. So that's sort of our whole thing. That's why we're here. So yeah, mark your calendars and we look forward to reading your applications.
Awesome. So one last note, we talked about international students. Essentially, even if y'all are remote, we do recommend that you guys have some sort of work authorization when you're working for one of our startups, because I think for this round, they're all based in the US. So that'll take the form of either OPT, optional practical training, or CPT, curriculum practical training. I'm an international student myself. I just went through the CPT process, so I'll stick around in the end if you guys have any questions about that. Most schools like Yale don't really provide CPT during term, but since we're going into the summer, there are actually a lot of schools providing sponsorship for CPT, like Yale, and I know a lot of Yaleys are on this call, so stick around for the end. I can maybe provide some advice on how you guys can get these forms of work authorization. But bottom line, we know it's tough. We know it's kind of hard to reason with this because y'all will be working remotely, but we do really recommend that you guys have CPT or OPT when you guys are working for our companies. So that's the last bit you'll hear from us. I just want to pass it off to some of our partners though, who've got some events coming up. David, Julia, do you guys want to take it away?
Yeah, just introduce the event really quickly. It'll be a sort of drop-in office hours and really pretty informal. Anyone who has questions about what consulting is, if they have specific questions about boutiques versus MBB, anyone is sort of welcome. Me and David and a few of our other board members and members older members will be available to answer any questions. So you can also just mark that down, March 2nd at 6 p.m.
Yeah, for Princeton Entrepreneurship Club, we have our annual pitch competition. This is mainly geared towards undergraduate and graduate students at Princeton for any Princetonians who are on the call. And applications for that are actually due in about 10 days. So if you have any questions about that, just feel free to reach out to me. There's also more information on the eClub website.
HV, is there either Sean or Jonathan?
Yeah, so we have VentureWorks, which is basically our startup accelerator. So applications for that are going to come out decently soon. And yeah, so if you're on our mailing list, be sure to watch out for that, and we'll probably be sending it through the houses as well. But yeah, that's a really good opportunity to kind of build your venture a little bit more past like comp, and even if you didn't do comp, a chance to get connected with people who can help.
Okay, awesome. Thanks everyone. So that wraps up the information section part of the of this event.